what's up everyone? Ashley here. Welcome to Ashley Talks Movies. So for this video, I'm going to be doing a review of Zack Snyder's new film, Army of the Dead, which is in select theaters right now before it hits Netflix on May 21st. After a zombie outbreak in Las Vegas, a group of mercenaries take the ultimate gamble by venturing into the quarantine zone for the greatest heist ever. Now, before I get into the full review of the film, while I have you here, do me a favor. If you like my channel and you like the videos that I'm posting, hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. Also, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time a new video is posted. Okay, so on to the review. Army of the Dead is action-packed, it's bloody, it's gory, it's also a little bit over the top. In other words, it's a whole lot of fun. It's the kind of movie that you can sit back, relax, and just enjoy the ride. And I really did enjoy. In fact, the first 15 to 20 minutes of this film, just visually stunning. And there's some really good storytelling happening in the opening credits. And, you get to see how the zombie apocalypse unfolded, what happens in Vegas, how the characters who are central to this story are involved. You kind of get a little bit of backstory about them. And it also sets you up for everything else that's going to happen later. Bautista leads this ensemble cast, and he plays a character named Scott Ward, who basically is the one that assembles the team to get them to go into the quarantine zone to pull off this heist. And, I think Bautista is a good actor. I think he is very underrated. I don't think he's given enough credit for his abilities, and I definitely think, in this movie specifically, he does show that he has some range. And, he does such a great job with his character. I like to see him in roles like this. I like to see him in a lead role like this. Like I said, he has the range, and he's really good with the action. He's also really good with the emotional aspects of his character. There are a couple other things I really did like about Army of the Dead. And I loved how this movie felt really large in scale. I don't know what the budget was for this movie, but it looked like a lot of money was spent on it. Just the visual effects looked really good. The makeup and styling for the zombies looks really good as well. And also the set pieces are really well done. Like, just visually, this movie looks really, really good. As I mentioned before, this movie is action-packed, of course. And there are a number of action sequences in this movie that are just really amazing. And they have this blaring soundtrack playing over it, and it just gets you pumped. It has this energy to it, and it all looks really good. The choreography in it is amazing, especially in the second half of this movie, where things really ramp up. There's just almost nonstop action. It's unrelenting, and it's one of the highlights of this movie. Now, as much as I did enjoy Army of the Dead, and I thought it was a whole lot of fun, this movie does have some problems. One, it's way too long. It comes in at about 2.5 hours, and it doesn't need to be 2.5 hours, and it feels 2.5 hours. There are parts of this movie that just drag, and there's some scenes that really feel like they go on for way too long, especially in the first half of this movie. Thankfully, in the second half, things pick up. The story really starts to come together, but yeah, that first half of this movie, it drags, and again, part of it is because that runtime is just entirely too long. Another problem, at least for me, with this movie, and it might not be a problem for anyone else, is that I felt like there were way too many characters in this movie. At least way too many characters that are like essential to the story. There's just a lot of characters to keep track of. There's a lot going on. And, at times it was like, oh yeah, what's going on with that character? What's going on with that character? Because you're just trying to keep track of all the different sort of storylines and characters. And also, part of the problem with having that many characters is that the characters you do have, they don't get the depth that they need because you have so many other characters that you're worried about and you're put into the story. Also, Zack Snyder's doing this weird, distracting thing with like the soft focus. At first it didn't bother me, but then I kept noticing it. And as the movie was going on, it just was getting more and more distracting. It wasn't bad enough to make me dislike the movie, but again, it just was a bit of a distraction. Overall, I liked Army of the Dead. Like I said before, it's a bit over the top. It has some problems with the length. I feel like there are too many characters, but there's action sequences that are amazing. Visually it's stunning, and it's just a whole lot of fun with the story. And Bautista does a really great job in the lead role. And, you know, the ensemble cast too, they do a great job as well. It's just a fun movie that you can just sit back, relax, and watch. And, you know, I really liked what they did with the zombies in terms of mythology and things like that. So there's a lot of things to like about this movie. There's a lot of things to enjoy about this movie. And I think Arnezeder, I think most people will enjoy this when they get a chance to watch it. So those are my thoughts on Army of the Dead. As I said before, it's in select theaters right now, and then it'll be hitting Netflix on May 21st. So let me know what you think. If you've seen Army of the Dead, did you like it? Did you not like it? And if you haven't seen Army of the Dead, are you excited to see it? So leave those comments below. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to see more videos like this.